Hello and welcome to Tea Party HD. I'm Phil Loiacono. Today we have some good news for the Tea Party as the mainstream media and progressives awoke this morning extremely disappointed. Instead of awakening to a major crack in the foundation of Sarah Palin and the Tea Party's momentum, they find themselves baffled at both Palin's and the Tea Party's endurance and strength in Alaska. Underdog Joe Miller is in the lead with 97.95% of the votes counted, and every one of the other key endorsed candidates by Palin and Tea Parties is on the road to the November elections. For Palin and the Tea Party, Tuesday was a very big night around the nation. 4 of Palin's 5 endorsees won their races, and the 5th, Alaskan Joe Miller, is on the cusp of a major upset with the support of Palin and a relentless Tea Party Express team. Miller is leading Senator Lisa Murkowski by 1,960 votes, and the Associated Press reported that more than 16,000 absentee ballots won't be counted until August 31st. Remember, it is reported that Joe Miller was outspent 10-1, but he focused on the issues key to conservative Americans and may be on the road to Washington. Few had heard of Miller until a few months ago when Palin and Tea Party Express endorsed him over Murkowski. But the rivalry between Palin and Murkowski was well known, and so were key issues that Miller made sure Alaskans were fully aware, like pro-choice and energy. And the Palin-Murkowski rivalry provided media pickup, as Palin beat Lisa's father, Frank, to become Alaska's governor in 2006. On the expected side, Arizona Senator John McCain walloped former Republican J.D. Hayworth in the state's Republican primary. With nearly all votes counted, McCain led by 24 points, a victory long expected after the incumbent destroyed his opponent's credibility as a conservative with advertisements portraying him in a very bad light. Florida Republican Kendrick Meek cruised to the Democratic Senate nomination with a huge win over billionaire Jeff Green. Green, who spent upwards of $20 million of his own money on the campaign, proved to be an uneven, to be kind, candidate who didn't wear well with Florida voters. Meek moves on to face former Senate House Speaker Mark Rubio, who easily dispatched a nuisance primary of his own, and Governor Charlie Crist, who is running as an independent in the fall. Ben Quayle's name identification edge and fundraising prowess, both due in some major part to his being the son of former Vice President Dan Quayle, paid off as he won a crowded and contested Republican primary fight in Arizona's 3rd District. Quayle weathered a series of tough stories regarding his involvement with an alternative website in Scottsdale, is a strong favorite to come to Congress given the Republican lean of the district. On the unexpected side, former healthcare CEO Rick Scott was seen as an underdog heading into primary day in the Florida Republican governor's primary, but managed to eke out a victory over State Attorney General Bill McCollum. Scott spent heavily, $30 million or more of his own money, but as recently as earlier this week, it appeared to be for naught as polling suggested McCollum would win the race. Scott's victory is rightly seen as a rebuke to the Florida political establishment who had lined up lockstep behind McCollum. Democrats, as expected, nominated state CFO Alex Sink as their nominee. Florida Republican Alan Boyd narrowly bested State Senator Alan Lawson in the Democratic primary for his North Florida seat. Boyd spent upwards of $2 million on the race and had been on television for months, although his team painted the spending and the ads as designed to position him for a general election race against funeral home director Steve Sutherland. Boyd allies insisted that the closeness of the primary was no surprise. Lawson is African American, and the district has a significant black population, and that had little repercussion for the fall campaign. Republicans disagreed, insisting the closeness of the race indicated Boyd's vulnerability. In Arizona, Iraq War veteran Jesse Kelly defeated establishment pick and former state senator Jonathan Patton in the 8th District Republican primary, and now moves on to face Republican Gabriel Giffords in the fall. Democrats believe the Kelly victory greatly strengthens Giffords' hand, and her campaign went on television with an ad to get rid of Social Security. I'm Phil Loiacono for Tea Party HD. Let's take a quick look at our own Phil Valentine's newest project. But before you do, here's something to think about. Or at least I had to think twice. Why is the president's comments on Tiger Woods' divorce so widely promoted in the media? Is this really something our president should be talking about? 1. And 2, does he really have time to discuss this matter? Just a question for thought. See you next time.
Long time ago, when the torch of hope was lighted, they wagered their lives on the flame. But look at us now, your dreams been soiled and blighted. Now we know just who to blame. How does it feel when you know we're watching? How does it feel when you live in fear? The weapon of words may not be too frightening, but we're just the tip of the spear. Yes, we're just the tip of the spear. Promised us words, but you traded them for power. You're wearing your pride like a crown. When hope's dying flame can't light our darkest hour, it's time to step up or step down. How does it feel when you know we're watching? How does it feel when you live in fear? The weapon of words may not be too frightening, but we're just the tip of the spear. Yes, we're just the tip of the spear.
One standing in front of me right now are the only ones who can stop it.